Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 10 drop spots in Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1. These spots will get you to Unreal in no time and will make sure that you leave the POI looted up, shielded, and full of ammo and ready to push any fight you want. These spots are not ranked in any specific order, but if you stay tuned till the end, I'm going to show you the absolute best spot this season to drop as a solo. It guarantees you 2 mythic chests and a vault, so make sure to stay to the end of the video to find out. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. At number 10 spot, we have the yacht that you can find northwest of Pleasant Piazza. This place has a vault, a lot of ammo boxes, chug barrels, and a huge amount of chests. As soon as you start dropping into this location, I guarantee you will be able to see a pump on the deck of the ship or inside of like a room through the windows. And if you don't find the weapon, you can always use one of the 2 launch pads, either at the front or at the back of the ship, to run away and reposition and find the weapon. And you can always just come back and kill the person that has the key card or has already opened the vault. Usually it's not really contested. You maybe find 1 or 2 people landing here each time. The most people I've seen landing here was probably 5. That does not happen every game, and realistically you can always find the weapon, and if you die, well, that's just tough luck. As you can see in the gameplay in the background, I landed and I instantly found 2 SMGs. The place wasn't contested by anyone, so I did get the free vault, but since I had the 2 SMGs, I could have protected myself in any case. I will be showing you how the vault looks like inside as well, so you get a rough idea of what you get and how much gold there is if you're trying to farm gold this season. There are 2 chug splash barrels right here that will give you infinite speed for like 30 seconds, I'm pretty sure. So this is how the vault looks like. I've paused the video in case you're trying to have a better look. There's 1 mythic chest and 1 regular chest, 2 splash barrels, and an ammo box. After you're done looting here, you can jump on one of the launch pads and either push another team or just go straight to zone. This pretty much sums up the entire location, so we're going to be moving on to the number 9 spot. Next up, we have the oil rig. I don't know if that's what it's officially called, but that's why I call it, because it looks like it. You can find it north of Grand Glacier, and it contains the main POI and 4 extra wind turbines that you can land on. Each of the wind turbines contains 1 or 2 chests, and if it does not have a chest, it has a weapon spawn or an item spawn on there. I would recommend landing at the main POI though instead of landing on the wind turbines, as it does contain more loot and can get ready to fight any team quicker. But if it's too contested, you do have to land on these wind turbines. There's always a few chests that spawn here, as you can see in the gameplay. But even if the wind turbines are contested and you think, oh, where do I land? You can always land at the bottom of these wind turbines that also contain a chest. I would recommend this spot if you don't like fighting off drop. There's usually only 1 person that lands here. I've landed here about 6 or 7 times like in a row, and I've had mostly 1 person contest me the entire time. So if you do like these low contested spots that give you really decent loot, this is your best bet. There's not really much else to say about this location, so let's move on to the number 8 spot. At number 8, we're going to have Coastal Calms that you can find right on the mountain next to Classy Courts. This location does have a vault, so it's quite contested most of the time. There's at least like 4 to 5 people landing here, but the loot is definitely worth it. As if you do win the POI, you do get the vault, which is guaranteed mythic chest. There's a bunch of barrels around to heal yourself after the fight, and it's right next to Classy Courts, so you can just go there, hit the vending machine to heal yourself, get some shield. In the case you do get overwhelmed, you can always hit the jump pad at the top of the little like mountain right next to this area, and you can run away to either the lakes at the bottom or Classy Courts. But usually there's going to be 2 to 3 people landing here just for the vault. If you do like fighting at the very start of the match, then this is a really good place for you to land, as you can land on multiple weapons. If you run inside the building, you can find like 3 to 4 weapons just lying there, as you can see in the gameplay. Here's some footage of how the vault looks like inside. You can pause the video to check it out if you would like. There's the mythic chest that spawns there. There's a 2 regular chests and a little ammo box. I'm not sure if there's a workbench that spawns here, but if it does, let me know in the comments. This about wraps up the entire location, so let's move on to the number 7 spot. At number 7 spot, we have the Unmoored Manor that you can find on this little peninsula, which is located southwest from Hazy Hillside. This location does have a vault, which means it's going to be very contested at the start of the game. If you do get a bad drop, there's a little island right next to there as well, which you can land on. It has a launch pad there as well, so you can easily get on top of the roof of any of these 4 buildings, just to let you know. So if you do choose to land here, I would recommend landing either at the building where the NPC spawns with the key card, or at the big main mansion, since there's going to be more weapon spawns there and just overall loot. This location is also great if you do enjoy going for those early game kills, as there's going to be 2 to 3 people always here, and as soon as you're finished looting the vault and getting all those kills, you can head straight to Snooty and collect that mythic pump. So now I'll be showing you how the vault looks like as well. It's probably one of the better vaults in the entire map. You can pause to have a look, but it's such a good vault because of the amount of gold that spawns in it. There's about 700 gold each time you land here and you collect every single brick. So that about sums up the entire location. So let's move on to number 6. On the number 6 spot, we have Research Rock, and this location is definitely one of my favorites to land in the entire map this season. This spot has so many chests, it's absolutely insane. Like, there's at least over 30 plus chests in this location alone. As you can see in the gameplay in the back, like, I am just non-stop opening chests in this spot. It's absolutely crazy. There's a room and that's in the middle of the entire POI that has up to 6 chests that spawn in one room. You heard me correct. There's a lot of barrels all around as well, the POI, so you can get healed up mid-fight, like after the fight. It's a really practical place to land, and definitely like probably my top 3 best spots in the entire season, if I have to be honest. If you do choose to land here, however, there is going to be quite a lot of people that drop here. Usually there's over 3, like 4 people, 5 even, like quite a contested spot, but there's a lot of loot on the floor that you can find, so you can probably defend yourself right off the bat. There's about 5 loot spawns on top of various roofs, and if you can find a weapon on the roof, just run inside any building and I guarantee you there's going to be at least 3 chests in that building right next to you. Another great thing about this POI is as soon as you're done looting and getting geared up, you can go straight to one of these mountains and there's going to be a launch pad, and you can take that to wherever you want. Realistically, there's 2 launch pads right next to you, one on each mountain, and on top of those mountains there's at least 3 or 4 more chests that you'll probably find unless someone drops there at the very start of the match. And there's always a car that spawns right in front of the main gates of this POI, and if you do have like a sticky situation, you need to get out quick, you can always just jump in that and just dip. But yeah, to conclude this POI, it's amazing. It's one of the best ones you can land at this season, and I guarantee you if you land here you're going to rank up super quickly if you can win those early game fights, and you will be leaving here like absolutely decked out in gear. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this POI, so let's move on to number 5. Next up, we have the Ship It station, which is located right next to Fatal Fields, a bit west of it. If you just follow the main road, you'll find it. This place right here is incredibly contested. There's always 5 people landing here. I don't know why. It's not the best spot in the whole world, but it's quite good if you manage to conquer it for yourself. Now I'll explain to you why. First of all, there's a vendor here that sells flowberries and medkits. Yes, you heard that correctly. They do sell flowberries, 75 gold each. Number 2 is there's these little Ship It drones that fly around holding a loot box, and if you shoot the loot box down from them, they will drop you a healable item and a weapon. The weapon rarity can vary up to like legendary, I'm pretty sure, but usually it's either a blue or sometimes even a purple. I see a lot of purple weapons dropping from it, but the main thing is it drops heals. It usually is shields, so if you are low on shields, it will drop you either minis, some flowberries, or even a big pot sometimes. But one of the main things that's good about this POI that it's so close to fencing. You can get looted up so quick and just instantly push to get that medallion and to get that mythic AR, which is absolutely cracked this season. This pretty much sums up the entire POI. It's quite small, so if you decide to land here, just beware of the amount of people that actually drop here each game. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the number 4 spot. In at number 4, we have Seaside Villa, which can be found to the east of Snotty. This location does not have a vault, unlike the other manor that we've seen earlier, but however, this location has so many fish containers. It's absolutely insane. So as you can see on this little grid I'm showing you, there's a bunch of fish containers which contain 2 to 3 fish each. And not to mention there's a lot of barrels scattered around the entire POI, especially on the little tower that you can land on, which is at the very end of the POI near the pool. I'd recommend landing at this place only if you're trying to get the mythic pump at the start of the match, because this is the best location to drop to. If you can win this contested POI and you can shield up, you can instantly push Snotty to get that pump, and it's just so overall better since you're going to have way more gear than everyone else that's already landed there. And you're going to have extra shield and extra fish to heal yourself mid-battle if you do take damage there. However, there's a lot of people that actually drop at this POI, so just be careful and be ready to instantly fight someone off drop, as this is a very contested spot since a lot of people love doing the same strat that I've mentioned before. So yeah, that about wraps up this entire POI. If you do like to instantly take those fights early game, this is definitely the spot to go for you. So yeah, that about wraps up the entire POI, and let's move on to the number 3 spot. At the number 3 spot, we're going to have the Society Outpost, which can be found to the east of Classy Courts. This location has one really good thing about it. First of all, it's not contested mostly all the time. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 people land here like in my 5 games that I've played. Second of all, this place is really good since it has those weapon containers or frames, whatever you want to call them. It has 3 of them. You can guarantee you a sniper, an SMG, and maybe an AR or a pump. Usually it's guaranteed to have a sniper here, that's why it's really good. If you enjoy having a sniper at the very start of the game, this is an amazing spot to land. It has barrels, it has chests. It's really good for one person. You can get looted up and push classy courts with no problem. Quite a small location, so there's not really much to talk about. One thing I can add though is that there's a lake right next to you, and if you feel like you're missing some loot, you can go fish. And there's little shacks all around, so you can go loot those. They probably have 1 or 2 chests inside of them. So yeah, that about wraps up this POI. It's quite short, but short and sweet, you know how they say it. Let's move on to the number 2 spot. In our number 2, we have the little forest vault. That's what I call it. You can find it to the northwest of Lavish Lair. It's a little like vault location that's in the middle of the forest, like right by the road, kind of low-key, hidden. This place is really good since it of course contains the vault and has gas canisters, a car, a lot of bushes you can hide in if that's how you like to play the game, 1 fish container, and 2 speed barrels and 1 regular barrel. It also may contain a workbench as well if you get lucky when you open the vault. I love landing in this location. This is definitely my second favorite drop spot in the entire map this season, since it's rarely contested by more than 2 people, and it's just overall great since I love going for that mythic auto shotgun and the medallion. So I cannot recommend this spot enough for people that are trying to rank up. If you're maybe stuck in elite or champ, this is hands down the spot that's going to get you to Unreal, just because the amount of loot that you get, and there's not a lot of people here, and you instantly go for that medallion. If you can successfully do that each game, I guarantee you will rank up super quick. So yeah, there's not a lot else I can say about this POI. It's absolutely great, and it also has a workbench that can spawn in the vault when you do open it if you're lucky, and if you're not, you can just push Lavish and do all your mods there. So that about wraps up this entire POI. So let's move on to the absolute best spot to land in Chapter 5 Season 1 of Fortnite. And in the number 1 spot, we have the Lavish train station. This spot is absolutely incredible and is hands down my favorite spot to drop this season. It guarantees you 2 mythic chests. Yes, you heard that correct. 2 mythic chests guaranteed every single game. As there's 1 guaranteed mythic chest that spawns in the house, and the other one spawns in the vault that's right under the main building where the NPC spawns. This always guarantees you 2 legendary or better weapons to start off the game. You're always gonna get heals because there's a vending machine. You can buy shields, you can buy med kits, whatever you need, and you're so ready to push that medallion squad if that's how you like to play the game. And if you want to get medallion every single game, this is hands down the best spot to land in the entire map. I guarantee you. I know I said that about the last location, but this one is hands down just the overall best uncontested drop spot of the entire map. So if you do choose to land here, make sure to always buy all the big pots from the vending machine, and make sure to loot all the ammo boxes, as there are many that spawn in this location. As a little bonus, there's also a watchtower that's right next to this location on the mountain. If you kill the NPCs that spawn there late game, you can get that extra ring knowledge so you can know when to rotate and how to rotate, because you'll be able to see the next circle, which will greatly increase your chances of actually winning since you'll know where the next zone is pulling, and it's just overall a great advantage to have during endgame. And that's about it for this location and the video. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please drop a like, leave a comment about your favorite locations and where you recommend to drop for everyone else. I'll make sure to read every single comment, and thank you so much for the recent support on the videos. I'll greatly appreciate it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and peace out.